and your goofy ass would just pull up and look out the window and drive off. I bet when you looked at Nick, you said, fuck this too. Shit all over again. Heard Nick first single, you was sitting there punching the air and shit like you wasn't baby boy.
Voila! It's your brother John Mack back in the building, aka Dr. Mindbender, here at Metro 360. Dropping hot rocks on your forehead like an upturned volcano. Get the Drano out your throat, have a sip of Coke, relax, take off your coat and your slippers, and let's get into this dope commentary. Now, this is about Snoop Doggy. You know, my man has been very active in the last 5 years, you know, hosting the Super Bowl along with Dr. Dre, daytime TV host along with Martha Stewart, even hosting the Olympics last year, to releasing his highly anticipated album, Missionary with Dr. Dre. Something we never thought we would see. Aftermath Records and Death Row Records in collaboration. Quite ironic, since Snoop Dogg's acquiring of Death Row Records along with controversial owner Harry O. You know, it's like every time you turn around and look, Snoop is doing something active. And you know what Tyrese brought to my attention is that with all of Snoop's accolades, Snoop has never won a Grammy. Well, when you see a jealous ass nigga, drop it like it's hard, drop it like it's hard, drop it like it's hot. When you're elevating past your leader, drop it like it's hot. Because that's what that nigga need to be singing. It seems like every time Snoop get a chance to be one leg up, here come Tupac. And, you know, the Nipsey thing is really what I'm here to talk about. We all understand Snoop's controversial moves, but the one controversial move that nobody talks about is Nipsey Hussle, right? How many of y'all knew that the culprit, Eric Holder, that allegedly killed Nipsey, at the time was living in Long Beach? I mean, how ironic is that? That Eric Holder, the guy who killed Nipsey, was living in Long Beach at the time. I got another one. How about the fact that Nipsey Hussle is Eritrean, right? And when Snoop was on his famous murder trial in the early 90s for killing Philip Waldemarian along with his security guard, that Philip Waldemarian was Eritrean. How many people knew that? I mean, ironic fact after ironic fact. Just some things that seem really strange to me, and when you look back at Snoop's career, you have to say, why does all of this irony happen around Snoop Dogg? You know, why did Snoop have one of the Nextel phones on him listening to play-by-play information over a walkie-talkie all the way in LA from what was going on in Vegas? Why the fuck would he have one of those phones, and why the fuck would he be listening in? I'm gonna tell you why this is controversial. Because during the Vibe party, when Biggie allegedly was killed, leaving the party, Keefy D alleges that he seen Corrupt and Snoop at a basketball game. So if they were in LA, how come they weren't invited to the Vibe party? I mean, does anybody forget that Snoop had probably one of the most anticipated albums ever? when Doggy Style came out. And as much as people like to give the Dogfather album a double thumbs down, it actually sold double platinum, which meant 2 million people around the country went out and bought the project, you know what I'm saying, and bumped it. So, couldn't have been that terrible. But the irony behind Eric Holder living in Long Beach is one for the record. You know, because I always wondered, what was Cade Rock doing at death row? I always wondered that, you know. Cade Rock allegedly came to death row when Snoop left and went to No Limit Records. Cade Rock, being from 60s, right, came also during the time when Corrupt left to start his own label and was out in Philly and came out with the double album. The single featuring Baby S, Weak and Freaky, right? So Snoop's alleged dealings back and forth with members of the 60s has a long history, whether he was there or whether he was not. Along with a controversial video that I have up here on Metro 360 with Suge in a blue flannel-like type t-shirt playing ping pong with Big U. Man, this story stinks to high hell, and no matter how you try to frame it, no matter how you try to put it, there's a lot of illegit connections and nobody has quite put it all together yet. But the stories are out there. The what ifs are out there. Just something to look at. It's John Mack, Metro 360. Peace and blessings.